When someone steps into their power, they learn to take personal responsibility, and I'm even going to say radical personal responsibility. You are never again a victim because you know that life is happening through you and for you and not to you. In our sovereignty, we learn to stop outsourcing our lives to everyone and everything outside of us and to start living from the inside out instead of the outside in. This is an invitation to return home to your lowercase s self and your higher case s self. So in this process, I sort of created a blueprint for myself, and I've shared it with others about how to get yourself the jump starting to move one's self into a place where they start to become resonant with solutions for them, starting to show themselves that they are creating their reality, giving them a taste of how powerful they are, showing them that this is real and it's not a bunch of BS. It sort of feeds all those things, and it creates a place where they can start to turn the ship around and go in another direction. So it serves a bunch of purposes. It's not anything new that's out there. The way I created mine that I share with others is specifically geared to people tapering medication because I know that unique gateway experience as it being my own. But the goals are the same, and I clearly state what those goals are. So if you're drawn to achieve that goal in another way, perfect, because now you're already tapping into, I'm going to be guided in the ways that are the most meaningful and resonant to me. Maybe it's meditation. I have a friend that gets her best answers on the golf course. In my own process, the universe would speak to me through nature. I would find all kinds of feathers in places that feathers shouldn't be, or that type of feather shouldn't be. But it was confirmation. I'd ask a question. Am I on the right track? Should I cut this medication at this time? Should I, whatever? Can I double the speed of my Klonopin taper? And I would get an answer in a way that is so crystal clear that no one and nothing else could ever begin to compete with. So in the beginning, if you need a tool, that's fine. But once you hone that skill, you will never need to go outside of yourself. Now, if you start on the inside, whatever that connection is, whatever way you get answers, you will learn that. You'll learn that, and the tools will help you bridge that gap of how that greater part of you, or God, or source, or the universe, or whatever you want to label it, you will learn how it communicates with you. And you'll move to a place where you just know. You just know what is right for you. You just know what your next step is. You know what you're being called to do next. And you don't have to, and you also settle into a place of, I'm completely at peace just knowing that this is the next step. And that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to honor that, and I'm going to do that. And you won't be flailing about with looking externally. Well, the scientists say this, and the media says that, and my best friend says this, and my spouse says that. The only time I go outside of myself is if I'm called to, but I start on the inside first. And so it's about living from the inside out, tapping into your own inner wisdom and letting it guide your life always on every subject. And living from the inside out is I don't let the outside circumstances and world and whatever it is I'm seeing rock me on my inside. I stay in my centered place. When I stepped into this new possibility and potential and awareness that I received that day in the kitchen and ran with it, what if? What if this is real? What if there's something to this? Yes, I wanted to heal mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually, but the only awareness I had at that time with a return to self was my authentic self. But as I went along the path, I realized it's something grander than that. It's a return to the capital S self, the divine self, the realization that I am a divine being that forgot on purpose and came to remember the capital S self. So I got way more than I realized I was ever going to get. Tapering is just one gateway experience to this level of awareness and to get you to your sovereignty. When someone steps into their power, they learn to take personal responsibility, and I'm even going to say radical personal responsibility. You are never again a victim because you know that life is happening through you and for you and not to you. You live in the and not the either or, because nuance breeds discernment. In our sovereignty, we learn to stop outsourcing our lives to everyone and everything outside of us and to start living from the inside out instead of the outside in. You learn to tap into and live from your inner guidance system and never, ever abandon yourself again, no matter what. You move to a place of gratitude and appreciation for every single bit of it. This is an invitation to return home to your lowercase s self and your higher case s self.